everybody! So we are coming at you from a different angle. We got bad lighting, we got bad quality because I'm filming this on my phone, we got messy hair, my bookshelves are a mess, but you know what? We are rolling with it because I really just don't care, and I'm too lazy to bring out my camera and set everything up. So we're just sitting on the floor today, but I'm down with it. So this is a wrap-up, and this is my wrap-up of books 11 through 28 that I've read, and I know that seems like a lot of books, but I read some of these books for school, and some of these books I had out from the library, and some of them I've already wrapped up in my vlogs. So, yeah, hopefully it's pretty dang quick, but, we'll see. So let's jump right into it. The first book that I have is Memories by Lang Leave, and this is a poetry collection by the one and only Lang Leave. And this is like a compilation of two of her books. I don't remember which two they are, but I freaking loved this. As you can see, I tabbed literally every single poem. It was so good, and if you are looking to get into poetry, I highly recommend starting with this one because it was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I also read another book by Lang Leave, and that is Sea of Strangers. This is her newest poetry collection, and I liked this one, but I didn't like it as much as I liked Memories. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It was really good. It was a lot of poems about breakups and stuff, which I was needing, and I was loving it, so I give this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book is also a poetry collection, and that is How to Be Drawn by Terrence Hayes. Terrence Hayes actually came and spoke at my school, and he gave a reading. I had dinner with him and a bunch of other students, and we just got to talk to him. He was a really interesting guy. I loved this poetry collection. Literally, I tabbed the heck out of it, and he signed it. There you go. It says, "To Erica, thanks for the Sharpie," because he didn't have a Sharpie, so I let him use mine. And then he dated it, and he drew a Sharpie and a sun and a little mountain. Yeah, it was cool. And then he wrote the date and New Jersey, and he signed it. He was a nice dude. This collection is really good. I'm really looking forward to his poetry collection that's coming out in June, and I think it'll be good. So if you haven't heard of Terrence Hayes, definitely pick it up because this is some good stuff. The next thing that I read is a short story collection that is Her Body and Other Parties. And this collection was so good. I've heard so many things about this on BookTube. I heard about it on a podcast I listened to. I literally have just heard nothing but amazing things about this, and when I finally decided to pick it up, I was not surprised to learn that I also really loved this. And I gave it collectively a 5 out of 5 stars, but I will give you the lowdown on each individual story. So, where is it? So, The Husband Stitch, I gave 5 stars. Inventory, I gave 3.5 stars. Mothers, I gave 4 stars. Especially Heinous, I didn't read because it didn't seem interesting to me, and I don't watch Criminal Minds, so I was like, I don't care. Real Women Have Bodies, I gave 5 stars. 8 Bites, I gave 5 stars. The Resident, I gave 5 stars. And Difficult at Parties, I gave 5 stars. I freaking loved this book, and if you're looking for a good short story collection that's feminist and kind of a little weird and fantastical and is super gay, definitely pick this up. It was so freaking good. Next few things I read for school, so I'm just gonna give you a little quick lowdown on that. So the first thing that I read was The Red Convertible. I don't remember who that's by, but I gave that 4 stars. It's about these 2 brothers, and they're really close, and they have a car together, and then the older brother goes off to war, and when he comes back, he has PTSD, and he's kind of suicidal and really depressed, and he tries to give his brother his car, but then his brother's like, no, and they try to rekindle their relationship, and then things go crazy, but it's a short story. It was pretty good. Then I read Creation by Jeffrey Ford, and Jeffrey Ford's one of my favorite authors, but I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars because it wasn't my favorite that I read by him, but it was still really good. Then we read Where Are You Going, Where Have You Been by Joyce Carol Oates, and I gave that 3 stars because I've read that 10 times, and it's good, but it's just losing its goodness. And then I read What We Talk About When We Talk About Love, and that is another short story, and that was good. I don't know, it's really weird. It's like these four friends, and they're like sitting at a table drinking wine, and they're talking about like what love is. That's literally the entire story. But it was pretty good. It was a little interesting. I gave it like 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then we read The Yellow Wallpaper, which was so good. I gave that 4.5 out of 5 stars. And I'm actually about to write a paper on that. Okay, so that's all the stuff I read for school. And then the next thing I did read for school, but I actually have a copy of, and that is Blood Dazzler by Patricia Smith. This is a poetry collection about Hurricane Katrina, and it's all like persona poems from the perspective of people who have survived. And there was a lot of research done with this. It was really, really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because it didn't like impact me that as much as I was expecting it to, but I did really enjoy this, and some of the poems were super impactful. The next book I read just like randomly for like a weekend. I just decided I was gonna pick it up. I read it in 24 hours. It was so good, and that is Belzar by Meg Wolitzer. Since reading this, I have picked up another one of Meg Wolitzer books. I'm reading The Interestings right now, and like now I know she's gonna be like one of my favorite authors. I'm obsessed with her writing. This is a young adult book about a girl who goes to a school, and it's like a school for people who have like experienced trauma or have like mental health issues, and there's this one class called Special Topics in English, and it's like really prestigious, and the teacher only teaches it whenever they feel like it, and they like handpick the students that are in the class. And so the main character gets picked for the class, and they only read one author in that class, and the author that they read is Sylvia Plath. And then they have like these journals where they can like go back in time, and it's really, really interesting. It's really, really good. If you are interested in this, like definitely pick it up. It's such an addicting read. I read it in like 24 hours. It was so good. I really didn't like the main character's story at all. Like her trauma was the least interesting out of all of them, but everybody else's story was really good. It's a really diverse book without feeling like it's like checking off boxes to be diverse. Like it just feels like it's a really naturally diverse book, and it was so good. So if you want to pick this up, I highly recommend it, and I gave it 4 stars. The next book I also read is another poetry collection, and that is Songs with Our Eyes Closed by Tyler Kent White. This is a poetry collection that's put out by Andrews McMeel Publishing, and I heard about this from Cyrus Parker, who is Amanda Lovelace's husband. I follow him on Instagram. He's actually like one of my good friends, so if you want, you could go like order his book. That would be kind of cool. It comes out the same day that Amanda Lovelace's new book comes out, so yeah. Anyway, enough with the promo. This book is just a poetry collection. It's just like, you know, that modern poetry that everybody loves, like Rupi Kaur type stuff. And it was really good. I liked it, but it kind of got repetitive after a little while, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read, I had out from the library, and that is American Panda by Gloria Chow. Maybe I remember that right. And I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I wrapped it up in my Contemporary-a-thon vlog, so if you want, you can go check that out to hear more of my thoughts. And then I read The Wedding Date by Jasmine Guillory. This book I gave like a 3 out of 5 stars. It was really kind of disappointing because I was anticipating really enjoying this book, and I really didn't. Well, not that I didn't. It was good, but it wasn't what I was expecting it to be. So yeah. Again, if you want to hear more of my thoughts and like live reactions to when I was reading this, go check out my Contemporary-a-thon vlogs. Next book I read is Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls, and this was so good. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, man. Look, where's my woman? There she is. Ugh, it's so good. This could be read at any age. You don't need to be a child to read this. It's so good, and I have the second one, and I want to read it because I loved the formatting of this. The next thing I read is a graphic novel, and that is Anne of Green Gables, which is also put out by Andrews McMeel Publishing. I love Andrews McMeel Publishing, in case you were wondering. But this is a graphic novel, and the art style is super cute. I love it. Again, if you want more of my thoughts and if you want to see more of the art style like close up, go check out my Contemporary-thon vlogs. That gave this 5 out of 5 stars. And I actually never read Anne of Green Gables before I picked this up, and now I am reading it and listening to the audiobook that's narrated by Rachel McAdams, and I'm loving it because Rachel McAdams is my favorite actress. So yeah, this was really good. If you love Anne of Green Gables, definitely check this out. It's amazing. And then I read The Wendy Project, which is another graphic novel, which I actually show you in my Contemporary-thon vlog, so if you want to go see what that looks like, go see it. It was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And then the last thing that I read is The Hate U Give by Angie Thomas. I'm so happy that I finally read this. Oh my god. Because everybody's been talking about it, everyone's saying it was so good, and like I believed them, and I had this, and I had started it before, but I just like stopped reading it for some reason. And then I finally listened to the audiobook when I went to DC. Literally the whole time there and back I listened to the audiobook and I finished it. It was really good. The audiobook was amazing. The book itself is amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. So yeah, those are all of the books that I have read recently. If you have liked any of these books, or if you have any books that you want to recommend me, definitely let me know. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time.